Hello.
So first of all, a hot dog is a taco because it's like meat and then it's meat on top.
You started the war. I didn't have anything to do with it.
Okay, actual question. So what is the weirdest interaction you've ever had in the wild?
Interaction?
Yeah,
Ever had in the wild? I had a girl throw a frog at me once that she had bought at Petco.
A live frog.
A green tree frog. My brother and I were at Starbucks back when we were on Disney getting some coffee before the day, and this father and daughter came out of Petco, which was in the same shopping center, and the father was like, "Hey, do you mind if my daughter takes a photo with you?" And we were like, "Oh, sure. You want a photo?" And she goes, "No." And we were like, "Okay, no problem." And she goes, "But I'll show you my frog." And she just reached in the bag. Yeah, someone's got to check on her, actually, now that I'm saying that. Yeah, that I'm starting to see some things that worry me about that.
Did you give the frog back?
Well, yeah.
My frog now.
I mean, honestly, I'm sure I would have treated him better than that.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, so that one was strange. Next.
Hopefully she named him Cole.
I mean, it sounded like she didn't like doing that at all.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Cole.
Hello.
I just wanted to say that you did amazing in the Sweet Life series, and
Thank
my
you.
question is actually about the Sweet Life series.
Okay.
So, what was your favorite scene or like moment like during the whole like Sweet Life series? Like something your core memory?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've said this a couple times, but when you film like that many episodes across that length of time, a lot of it actually kind of becomes one big amorphous memory. Like it's like one big memory. But a couple of the episodes that really stand out to me are we filmed like the commercial for the Tipton, where we're all singing, and all of a sudden we found out Phil had like a beautiful voice replacement, so we were like, damn, all right. The superhero episode I remember a lot. We had a horse named Tippy or something. And I told this story to someone earlier. I don't know where we found this horse. It was not a trained show horse. So we brought it in an old sitcom style. We used to perform for a live audience every Friday. And it was set up like a theater. You had big stages that were permanent sets. And that set, the permanent set, always faced the audience. So for us, that was the Tipton's lobby. And we got this horse, who wasn't a trained show horse, and brought him onto a well-oiled machine of a show with a permanent set. And that horse pissed everywhere. And I don't know how much time you guys spend around horses. They piss a lot. Like a lot. He saturated the lobby. Like actually, that should have been the episode. We brought a horse that flooded the lobby. And it was so bad we had to replace the permanent set. So from the beginning of the show to the episode with Tippy, and then it's a completely different set than post-Tippy. The
we're all gonna be watching for now.
post-Tippy Sweet Life, like we all changed. Also, he had a handler that we just called Bucket Bob. You can imagine why we called him Bucket Bob. But when Tippy would start to piss, Bucket Bob, who was always way too far away, would come in running full sprint, 60-plus-year-old guy, running full sprint with a bucket that was aluminum. So when Tippy pissed in the bucket, it was like a bell was going off. And it was absurd. absurd that all of it happened that way. We learned our lesson. We definitely learned our lesson. Yeah. Yeah, Timmy changed us.
Sounds like it changed everyone.
Yes. So that episode really sticks out.
That's a core memory, I'm sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, hello.
Hi. As you can tell by my outfit, I love Lisa Frankenstein.
Thank you.
I'm you. And what was it like to be a main character, like love interest, without having like the dialogue to play around with and like go back and forth with your co-star?
You know, at first I was like, this is great. I was like, I'm not going to have to memorize this thing. This is going to be awesome. And it proved to be actually far more difficult than having dialogue, in my opinion, because I think, like I mentioned earlier with, you know, building Jughead, we get to really play around in what we're given. And when you're not given a lot, you really have to build a lot more. So this was one of the first projects that I worked extensively before we even got to set. Like I trained with a mime. I mean, we worked a lot. We built him to feel a bit more like an old Buster Keaton type. And it was really fun when it worked, like really well. Zelda, the director, assured me that most of my shots were going to be sort of wider shots so that we could catch more physicality, which helped out a lot. But I always wanted to play a monster, so the whole process felt really empowering and really playful, and it was different. And it made me nervous, which was something I normally use as like the barometer to do it. And yeah, I mean, I had an incredible time. It was challenging, but a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's what I was hoping too. If you're not scared to do it, you should have a little fear. If something